Trapped by Emily Liu. It was love at first sight. It stood gleaming in the dusty store window, the lustrous wood unblemished by the war raging around it. Intricate designs were carved around the outer edges of the body, the strings of horsehair aligned perfectly. The bow seemed almost human-like, dancing around as if to entice me to draw near and play it. The setting sun caught on the polished wood, and I had to blink twice to make sure it was real and not just a figment of my imagination. I yearned to pick it up. It was the only light in a world filled with darkness. The Nazis were here. Running through the burning street, I raced past the broken door, still hanging on by a hinge. Tears filled my eyes as I walked closer. It was beautiful. Basking in the orange light, the violin seemed to be glowing. Gently setting a hand on the dark brown scroll, I ran my fingertips down the body, feeling the smoothness of the glossy exterior. Then I picked it up and began to play. Suddenly, footsteps woke me out of my reverie. As quietly as I could, I placed the violin down and my eyes darted around looking for a place to hide, but the building was damaged by the bomb dropped earlier by the Americans. Dust and debris of broken instruments littered the floor, the smoke thick in the air from the fire outside. There was nowhere to go. My breathing shallowed as the footsteps drew closer. This was the end, I thought. At only 17, my life would end. But I had to at least try to stay alive. I scrambled across the half-demolished shop, falling over pieces of rubble. "Freeze!" an authoritative voice yelled. I stopped dead in my tracks, frozen to the ground. I squeezed my eyes shut, praying that it was just an Italian soldier. My whole body shook as I slowly turned my head. In the short doorway of the violin shop stood a tall, muscular German dressed in a black uniform. On his left arm was a red band with a black swastika. My heart jumped into my throat. I couldn't breathe. My life was over. His hand rested on the handle of his gun, his face twisted into a scowl. In 2 swift steps, the officer was towering over me. "Your papers," he commanded, holding out his hand. With shaky hands, I reached into the pocket of my war-worn jacket, peppered with the holes the fire had burned. I handed him my fake documents, praying that the officer wouldn't be able to tell, because if he could, I was dead. He was going to ship me to a concentration camp. I would never be able to see my family ever again. This is how life is, being a Jew during World War II.